Morning. How are we out there? Thought I would give you all if the sun glare isn't too bad, I thought I'd give you all a tour here. Been trying to shoot this video for a few weeks between the video camera not cooperating. I shoot these things currently on my telephone. Maybe if enough funds come in, we'll invest in something a little bit nicer. But I thought I'd give you all a quick tour of our tomatoes. At least this is the tomatoes behind our barn. You'll get to see some blight. You'll get to see some that need to be tied up. And we're going to show you how we trellis them. Just give you a little bit of everything. Show you some varieties. Down here we have some hillbilly potato leaves. I think you can see how big those are. And this one's even bigger. It's bigger than my hand. Hand can't go around it. I like hillbilly potato leaf. And yes, these probably could use a few more leaves on them, but we fight blight, and I have to remove them as they need to be removed. We don't use any chemicals in our garden. It's chemical free. We do use some organic and natural sprays, and probably could use a little bit more of those. Here we have some golden Jubilees. That's about the average size for them. That's about what they get. Got a drop. Let's say we've had an animal knock that off. We'll take this and set it in here so I don't forget it. That'll make some good fried green tomatoes. That's a golden Jubilee. There's some more golden Jubilees. Here we have Hungarian heart. This is not only a great eating tomato, see how huge they are, but Hungarian heart's also a great paste and sauce tomato. For anybody that doesn't know, got a few of them. Over here we have a couple of red Brandy Wines, real good sized tomatoes. Here we start the big rainbows. You can see how big that is. That one's be ready in another day or two. This one's even bigger. This one will probably go one and a half, right at 1.5 pounds. You can starting to see the stripes in that big rainbow. Here we have a German pink. It's another favorite. Big tomato. That one's already over 1 pound. We have some more German pinks in there. Paul Robeson. These are starting to get to maturity, so they'll be turning shortly. Some more German pinks. That one is massive. Look at that tomato. Some people don't like the ones that cat face so bad, where the blossoms fuse together. I don't mind them. I love the big tomatoes. Some more Paul Robesons. Yeah, there we go. That Paul Robeson, I don't know if you can see it. It is already turning. That'll be ready in another day or two. We have orange ox hearts. And as you can see, this guy is just under probably 2 pounds right now. Interested to wait to see what that turns out like. Red Brandy Wines. There is a massive red Brandywine, massive. Creole See what we got over here. Yeah, we got some old Germans. Another big tomato. As you can see, our trellis system is twine, tomato twine, and we use tomato clips. They work quite well. Got some more big old hillbilly potato leaves. And here we have some black beauties. Black beauty is, you can see the anthocyanin coming through there on the black on the top. It's an amazing tomato. We've been growing that for years. We got some pink ox hearts that are turning. Those will be ready in a few days. I want you to see the size of this pink ox heart. It literally is bigger than my hand. We got another big one right here. Mono orange. We love our Amana oranges. That is a really nice sweet orange tomato. Mortgage lifters. The size of that mortgage lifter. Golly, that is massive. Costaluda Genovese. It's a new one for us. That's a convoluted, fluted tomato. Looking forward to trying them. Got one starting to turn right there. These should be Corday Boo. Lost our tags before we got our permanent ones on them. But that should be a Corday Boo. You can see here, we use a 8-foot T-post, 3/4 inch EMT conduit. This is the only part of this system I don't like, is the 1.5 inch PVC T. These eventually break and have to be replaced. The rest of this system works very well. Got them on roughly 9-foot spacing between the T-posts. Somewhere between 9 and 10 feet works real well. It's a very good system. I really like it. We've got several on tomato stakes. The problem with tomato stakes is a couple of things. One, they're only good for a couple of years, 3 at the most, if you get lucky. And usually in that second or third year they break while they're holding up the weight of the tomatoes. And they're only around 6 feet. With this right here, where I've got an 8-foot tomato, an 8-foot T-post, I've got about 7.5 feet of growth. So I can grow those tomatoes up 7.5 feet, and then when they get to the top here, I can actually turn them across this conduit and get another couple of feet of growth out of them. And we start out as a single stem, and then we usually split. This one must not have offered me a good split, but then we split it. See, normally I split it a little bit lower than this, but we split it into 2. And some of these are even split into 3 or 4, and that would be because maybe the one next to it died. Like right here's a great example. There would have been one right here that didn't make it. So I have split this one into 3, but now I'm letting them, after they get to right around 5 feet tall, 4.5, 5 feet, I let them go ahead and split again. because you're getting close to the end of the plant's life, so I'm trying to maximize that fruit potential between now and the end of the season. So this is basically a whole roll of vintage wine. We really like vintage wine, but that's not why it's a whole roll. We planted a whole roll because we grow plants and sell starts locally through our we're a Tennessee licensed nursery, and we sell plants locally and we ship them all over the country. One year, one variety doesn't sell as well as it did the year before, and in this year apparently I had some extra vintage wine seeds, and so we ended up some vintage wine that didn't sell and they were getting too old probably to ship, and so I planted them. So there's probably, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. So I got 20 vintage wine plants there. And we sell at our local farmers market, and we do some CSA stuff around the farm. I call it CSA. We're not a true CSA. We do what we call a farm fresh produce box. And that farm fresh produce box comes with assorted vegetables in it each week. It's all in whatever we are harvesting that week. I see that this week we'll have squash and definitely tomatoes for our customers. And usually there's something special in there each week. But I'll probably go away from tomato steaks more next year. Probably 3/4 of mine will be on our trellis system. But we got some German pinks here. Quite a few of them. Got some more black beauties. We grow around 120 varieties of tomatoes. We got some black Brandy Wines. That is an amazing tomato. Some more hillbilly potato leaves. Unfortunately, we've got some squash vine borers problems, and they're taking out our squash. We're getting ready to do a organic dusting probably tonight. Try to slow them things down. The delicatas have just produced great this year, but that's a different video talking about squash. We're going to talk about tomatoes for now. This would be a 2-hour video if we talked about all of what we had. Here we've got chestnut chocolate. And looks like these haven't got labeled yet, so I'm not going to go digging down trying to find the labels in the dirt. We'll just show you these. And excuse the weeds. We tend to push on the ragged edge of our garden and try to keep up the best we can and grow as much as we can. So we've been tying up tomatoes all week, so now we're on weed detail. And we've got a green Berkeley tie-dye. That is an amazing tomato. Got several of them right there. Probably about half a dozen looks like. And that is probably my favorite green tomato. Oh, we got Dragon's Eye. That is a new one for us, and man, is that a cool looking tomato. They are just amazing. Classic red beefsteak. Dark Galaxy. It says Red Beauty, but that's not a Red Beauty. We have a yellow Brandywine, purple Russian. I'm starting to size up and turn. Great White. This is our first white tomato in the garden. They are just starting to turn, so shortly. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast for you. This is another section of trellis. These have been producing for a while. We've got quite a few tomatoes off of these. This is a yellow paste tomato we've been working on. We're in our third generation, I think. Second or third. Look at that anthocyanin coming through on the top of that, shoulders on that tomato. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look here. Man, that's a good looking tomato. These are solar flares, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I can't read the label. There's a nice one. That's our yellow paste tomato we've been working on. It's growing out nice. Save our seeds from our best ones. These plants are much older, but also we're getting close to our walnut tree, and that causes problems. Walnuts poison the soil under them. These are some cherry tomatoes, some sun golds. Down here we got some super sweet 100s, I think. Yep. That is just gorgeous. I think I'll just eat that. My, that's good. These are blueberries. Starting to turn. Some chocolate pears. Have some vernissage. I really like the vernissage. Some people have complained that they get mealy, but we have never had that problem. Maybe, I'm trying to recall, a couple of years ago we may have let some get too ripe. That's a red vernissage right there. And then this is a, well, technically pink. And this is a black vernissage. But look how pretty. Great flavor. So that is the tour of the back tomato garden. Now this is only probably 1/3 of our tomatoes. There's about 125 to 175 plants back here. I counted them earlier in the year and I've done forgot. Hey, like our weed patch. That's what happens when you let it get away from you. Got some nice corn growing. This is winter squash. That nice spaghetti squash down here. Very nice. There's a immature one. We do love our tomatoes. Our customers love them too. We make fresh salsa. We can. We make paste, sauce, pizza sauce, pasta sauce. I make a, when our hot peppers start coming in, which they're just starting, we make some chili stock. Makes making chili a little bit easier. Several different things. It's pretty cool. Alright, I am going to show you one more thing before we end this video. This has been a project we've been working on a little bit this week and a little bit last week. It was very needed. The barn really wasn't set up for what we do with it. So this is a water station that we have. Sorry about that. Auto wasn't working. This is a watering station that we've been working on. It's not done yet. Put in a utility sink for washing and cleaning up chicken waterers. Whatever we need to do. You can hook a water hose up if you need to, but it's a quarter turn valve. Plumbed in a drain down there so we can drain it in the winter. And hooked us up 5 spigots. It's not required, but this gives us the ability to run a sprinkler or a soaker hose, or if we want to hook up drip later, we're just starting on drip, we can run a separate hose for each area, and it works out very well. And then we have just on the other side of the wall, we have put in a outside beside the other garden, we've put in a frost-proof spigot, so we quit having to run a water hose out of here out to there. So just some of the stuff we do to make things better. It's a lot of work, but this is our barn. Very thankful, very thankful. It's a blessing. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me this morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.